Donna and I took off on a little bike ride on a Saturday morning, and we got back to the house, and she said, "Well, I'm gonna go in and take a shower," and I said, "Well, I'm gonna go down the path, and I'll be back in a little bit." So the path that we have in the community has a steep hill, and down at the bottom of the hill is a bridge, a wood bridge. And so I started down the hill, and there's a manhole cover down at the bottom of the hill right before you get to the bridge. So I hit the manhole cover, lost control of my bike, flipped and landed on the bridge, and I realized I couldn't get up, and I knew I was in trouble. I couldn't get up. I couldn't stand. All I could do is just lay there, and I could see blood running out on the bridge from my head. That's a awful feeling. So I was just hollering and screaming for help, somebody to help me. A fellow that lives in our neighborhood heard me screaming and came down and called Donna, and then she came down and he called 911, and then she came running after she got the call.
So I started down the hill, and almost as soon as you start down, you can see the bridge. And so I saw him laying down there. And, the only thing I can remember was that I just needed to get to him, but it seemed like it took forever for me to get down that hill, to get to him.
Well, I knew I was in deep trouble when I couldn't stand up. And I just fear run through my mind, what's going on? Why can't I stand up? And so, I just knew that something was bad and wrong.
Terry said, "Donna, I can't feel my legs." And I said, "Terry, we don't go by feelings. We go by faith." And I just remember praying the whole time I was there on the bridge, just praying and trying to reach other people that could pray. And every time he would say something to me, I just tried to encourage him and uplift him as much as I could.
I was in pain, quite a bit of pain. It's just a burning sensation, and as a matter of fact, I've lived with that pain ever since. It's just a pain that you live with. It's part of the injury. Yeah, my sister had taken pictures of the area where I had the accident, and she felt like that we might want to talk to a lawyer about a lawsuit, and we did.
She took several pictures of the area just all around, and one angle she got, there was a manhole cover that stuck up above the pavement significantly. And she said, this is not good. And I was in no state to even think about anything like that. So she said, "Do you know of someone that we can take these to?" I worked with Linda Elrod. She was a nurse anesthetist at the hospital. And so we worked closely together. We ate lunch together. I had the utmost respect for Linda. She was a Christian, and she had a lot of integrity in my book. And I knew that she had married an attorney, and I trusted Linda enough to know that she would be married to someone who was like-minded as she was. So when the question came up as to who we would talk to, that was my first thought. My first choice was to go to Mr. Elrod.
Well, when I was in the hospital, I was just in such horrific pain, and it all seemed like just a bad dream, and I was hoping it would just go away, but just dealing with all the surgeries and all that, it was like a nightmare. When I found out that I was paralyzed, I just felt like that my life was really sort of just coming to a roadblock that I couldn't overcome. It was just a helpless feeling. Tommy Pope, and the attorney, and a couple other of his partners came and visited us at the hospital. And as a matter of fact, they visited us several times at the hospital. It was very important to know that someone was trying to help us, in the legal part of the process. So it was very encouraging that we had someone to help us, maybe at least get some financial help on the way.
They kept telling us, we want to find out the truth. We just want to get to the truth. We don't know at this point exactly what we'll find, but we would like, to go forward to see what we can find out. I was actually in shock for several days because all I could do was just put one foot in front of the other and be where I needed to be. And, I was just kind of going through the motions because I was like Terry. I couldn't figure out when the end of this was going to be, and so we could get on with our lives as we knew it. So knowing that, someone else was worrying about all the other things that I had no idea what to think of, it just, it just made a big difference.
They really, just more than lawyers, they really cared about, Donna and I doing well with this whole process, and they seemed to be worrying about us, making sure that everything was okay, not just the money part, but that we were okay going through all this, because they could tell that we were suffering and we was going through a big change in our lives, and they were very concerned. And just, the whole experience was great as far as just doing business with them, because they cared, and you don't get that with other businesses. They really, really cared and wanted the best for us.
If you're going to work with someone, no matter what you're doing, you need to have some kind of trust, something that allows you to believe that they're going to do the best they can for you, and that they have your interest, in mind. They didn't miss any rock. They looked under everything they could find. They investigated everything. They looked high and low for expert witnesses, for people that, there was a bike expert that could give them some idea about how Terry landed on the bridge. And they just talked to so many different people, and they wanted to get every angle that they could, that I don't know that there's anything else that we could have found out. So they just were so comprehensive, and so I felt comfortable knowing that they were checking everything, that they had our back.
Well, now I'm working 2 part-time jobs, and I go to the YMCA and work out quite a bit, and we got us a new van, and life's really good. You know, I really enjoy my days now. Well, I go and work out and stay strong, so I can do the things that I need to do, so Donna won't have to do them. It makes me feel like I am contributing to our relationship, and that uh, it's just good knowing that I can live a normal life instead of just being dependent.
Through this entire process, they have always been available to us. Someone has always made themselves available, whether by phone or in person or emails, and they've always been there. If we ever had a question, if they couldn't talk to us right then, they got back to us immediately. And they were always, do you have any questions? Is there anything else that you need? Is there anything else we can do? And it just meant, it just really meant everything.